Are we there?
Action.
Action. So kinesiology is literally using the client's body as like a biofeedback system. So what we do is we basically will take an arm or any muscle or tendon and we communicate with the body. So you can see I'm just putting my hand here on her arm, and the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I can communicate. So I actually am going to say to her body, okay, are you going to close off and do the stuff that I need? And she's saying no. So we need to do something to make her balanced so that we can talk. So what I want you to do is put your hand over your navel, the palm of your hand, and the other hand, all your fingers together, and just pop it very, very gently up on your brow there. And I go here, and I go here, and we're literally just sending some energy to the body. And all we ask you to do, Ali, is, she's already breathing really well. So if you've done yoga or qigong or any of the other sort of breathing things, it is literally going into your quiet centered space and breathing deep so that the belly button rises. There we go. And now her body's going, yep, I'm ready to work. So that hand can go back down by your side, and I'm going to just do a little check to make sure her system's working, and it is. So don't anticipate anything I do. You're going to feel me touching you. Your body will either respond or not, but it's not a conscious thing. It's literally your system will do it. So don't expect anything. Yeah, her body's talking to me. Good. And bring your arm straight up and hold your arm there. And hold it there. That's it. Good. And it's literally that is all I need to do to make sure that her system will talk to me. So what I'm doing for the video right now is I'm not doing integrated healing per se. So what I wanted to do was demonstrate to other people who had done some kinesiology and know the different sort of muscle movements that we look at, so that I can show them how integrated healing is very, very different from other modalities. So if you can give me like 5-10 minutes of me doing that, that would be really grateful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate the testing the different meridians, looking at different muscles. And we're going to have a look at the integrity of the muscles. And then after that, we're going to do what I call setting up the hologram, which is the integrated healing way. And you may see a big difference from that. Okay, so first up, can you bring both arms here and just hold them there for me? And you'll feel me putting pressure on. I want you to just match that pressure. So she's matching the pressure, but can you see her arms are like squidgy? They're moving. So that's, to me, is suggesting something. It's saying the energy is not flowing as well as it should. And any kinesiologist will know that I'm actually looking at this central meridian, and the central meridian or central vessel relates to the brain. So it's saying there's not enough energy going to the brain or going to this muscle, and it relates to the brain. So it may be that the brain has to look elsewhere to get its optimum energy. And of course the brain uses more energy than any part of the rest of the body. So if the brain is not getting the energy, it's got to drag it from somewhere else. This is why you see so many people with things like chronic fatigue or the fuzzy thinking and all sorts of different things. So the brain's not fully online at the moment. Let me just check a couple of other things first of all. Just testing to make sure her body's working. Good. Permission to facilitate. Change permission to test. Good. Okay. Now I want your hand under the small of your back and hold your elbow against the table. And that one also, there is movement there. So if a body is working really, really well, anytime you isolate a muscle, it should have the integrity, which means it will just hold there without any, like I can put pressure on it and it will just hold there. But it's not happening with Ali's body yet. You heard the word yet. And elbow against the table. However, this one, can you feel the difference? It's like this one's got superpower. This one, it's like there's so much movement there, isn't it? So I'm noting this in my head. Bring your arms straight up. This one can go down by your side again. Turn your thumb towards your feet. and hold the arm there. That one's got integrity. You see it holds there. Bring the arm straight up, turn your thumb towards your feet, hold it there. And that one too. Just going to test another one, so bring the arm out here, turn your wrist a little bit more. I'm looking at the spleen meridian now. And her spleen meridian is, again, doesn't have the integrity that it should have. So I'm testing a number of different things. Turn your hand in, pull it into your body. All of these positions I'm putting the arms in, and there'll be legs in a minute, are ways of isolating a muscle so that you can really have a look at the muscle itself. So for example, if I'm doing this, I'm looking at a back muscle actually. I'm looking at a muscle called the latissimus dorsi, so the muscle that goes down the sides of the spine. And it doesn't have the integrity that it should have. So it's really weird. And so a lot of kinesiology is looking at that. Basically we're looking at the acupuncture meridians in the body. So that's our energetic system. And in the 1960s, there was this group of chiropractors and they looked at the meridians in the body in relation to muscles. And they worked out that they could get a look at what is going on in the meridians, which is our energy. So by looking at the muscles. Now the meridians relate to different organs in the body. So you have one that relates to the brain, one that relates to the spine, one that relates to the spleen, which is essentially your immune system, one that relates to the heart, one that relates to the stomach, one that relates to the large intestine, small intestine, and so it goes on. So it almost gives you a picture of what is going on inside the body. It's so beautiful and honest. And then the best thing about kinesiology is it looks for where the energy is blocked, and that blockage can be anything. It can be physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological. So we find where the energy is blocked, and then the body will tell you, okay, here's the way to clear it. So again, kinesiology uses a whole load of different things to clear energy. Sometimes it can just be something that a person needs to grasp in their head. Sometimes it can be massage. Sometimes it can be sound, tuning forks. Sometimes it can be hands-on healing energy. Everything is available to be used to clear these blocks. And then as you clear these blocks from the body, it's like our bodies are self-healing mechanisms. So you clear the blocks, you optimize the energy in the body through these acupuncture meridians, and the body has all the chemicals it needs to optimize healing. It's so cool. So instead of having to go and looking at symptoms that are going on, and symptoms are as a result of blockages, in traditional Chinese medicine, that's what they're looking at. They know that the symptoms manifest themselves because there's a blockage in the body. And it's all about energy. It's so cool. So once you know that, symptom being headache, symptom being aching arms, symptom being this or that or the other, or emotional responses, find the block, clear the block, and the body goes back to optimizing its balance. It's astounding, really, really astounding. So checking a few more things. So I found the spleen meridians doing naughty things, the brain meridians doing naughty things. Hold your hand against the table. That's the heart meridian, and that one's going, yeah, I'm cool, thanks. Check some leg muscles. So I'm going to check the quads here. This is really interesting. Quadriceps, 4 big muscles, yeah? I want you to lift your foot until you can see your toes. Can you see your toes there? So I'm going to test this muscle, and it's literally, I've just got to push. It's not bad, but I'm getting a lot of sponginess there. So that to me is saying this muscle is not as good as it could be. So I'm going to note that in my head. Straighten your leg. So that's actually looking at a small intestine. Turn your foot out and hold your leg there. Typical of someone, do you do yoga?
No much, but sometimes.
Sometimes. She has got, that muscle is called the psoas muscle that I'm testing, and we all know that one. That's a biggie. And it's holding strong, which is actually doesn't often happen with people. And in fact, I'm just going to trick her body for a second and make sure that it's not tricking me. So I'm going to do something. Leg up again, straight, turn the foot out. No, it should unlock. So actually there's an issue going on. So this is the other side of things. Sometimes a muscle doesn't have integrity, sometimes it has too much and it's jammed. We call that jammed. And that will happen to the psoas sometimes. It's like your trauma muscle. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it can get really, really jammed. And the interesting thing about that is the psoas muscle, along with a whole load of other muscles, relates to the kidneys. And our kidneys are all about hydration. So here we go, saying to everybody, oh, you're more than 70% water. Everything is about hydration. All of your mineral uptake, all of the cellular communication happens in the medium of water. So if your hydration system, i.e. the kidneys, is not operating well, it means your body's not absorbing water properly. I see this so often. When you clear that and you optimize the water content in the body, it makes a huge difference. So carrying on, a few more tests, muscle tests. I'll let that one go. Bend your knee and push your knee down into my hand. Now this one's not holding at all. This is the sartorius muscle, so longest muscle in the body. Sartorius relates to the adrenal system. So again, we've got this little picture going, hey, adrenals might be under a bit of stress here too. We've got quite a few things that are under a bit of stress, with the psoas muscle, the kidney meridian going, oh, I'm super strong. So there's a lot going on, and this is often the case. Now check another one, so just keep your leg here for me. And that one also, there's too much sponginess. And then I'm going to test another one. Bring your legs straight up, turn your foot in, and hold the leg there. And I can't, can I? Isn't that interesting? So, this is me having a very, very quick look for other kinesiologists. We don't learn this in integrated healing, you don't need it. But it's cool for other kinesiologists to see the difference of what happens when we do an integrated healing balance. So, hold your arm there as well. That one's okay, and then reach up a little bit further, yeah, and hold the arm there. That's our lung meridian, and again, we've got something going on there. So, could you put pause or turn the camera away or look at the, is it doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've done is just set things up in the into the integrated healing way. So I've set up what we call the hologram, and I can't do that